Well, I'm freaking out a little bit here because the concrete guys stripped the forms, and as you can see, there's no vents anywhere in the stem wall. And all of the crawl spaces that I'm used to seeing have lots of ventilation so the moisture can escape. So, of course, I checked with a contractor, and he said, don't worry, this is what the building code wants us to do now. In fact, they just made this change. If you have AC ducting in your crawl space, then it needs to be unvented, and basically the temperature of the crawl space is controlled. So it's not freezing or super hot. It's more efficient for the air running through those ducts. You still have to control the moisture, and that's done with dehumidifiers, which does take some energy, but I'm sure someone did the math and figured out that it's still more efficient to do it this way. So that's what we're doing. This really gets into building science, which, in case you aren't aware, building science is the term that describes what the nerdier and more curious contractors, architects, and engineers have discovered about how to make more efficient, more comfortable, safer structures. It takes lots of theories and testing and hypotheses, and the result are homes that are more efficient, more comfortable, safer, probably in some cases more expensive. But in other ways, it can reduce the cost of homes because it results in new building materials that are less expensive and more sustainable and faster to use.
Good morning, guys. Quite a bit done in one day, and two pieces of lumber that I want to point out. First is pressure treated, which is very common, and it's treated with a chemical to make it better against wet conditions. This one, however, is new to me. I don't know what it's called yet, but I'll find out. It's like a big, super thick piece of OSB. They're going to hang the floor joists, and this piece of lumber comes clear out to the edge, unlike what this pressure treated does. So I will find out the name of this. I'm guessing it has some type of water or moisture treatment as well, since it's in contact with the stem wall in the same way that pressure treated is. But there you go, that's that. So we will see how these guys do today here.
I have a feeling that as long as I'm living in this house, I'll be keeping a close eye on this crawl space, checking on those dehumidifiers to make sure they're pulling the moisture out. I still just like the idea of vents because then there's nothing to check. But who knows? Maybe this is a way superior way to go, and there's a lot of energy to be saved. So we will see. We'll circle back when the house is done and get down inside the crawl space together, and I'll show you how it turned out. The contractor on this job is Mike Savis, and this is his twin brother, Jesse. They have been framing and building houses in this area since they were teenagers. And I know a lot of you are thinking right now, why isn't your dad doing it? And I think we talked about this in a previous video, a couple reasons, but the main one being that the bank who initially was financing this project wouldn't allow it. They have a policy of no family contractors. I'm guessing they got burned or something in the past. But these guys are really, really good. Building homes is what they do. Finding a good contractor is 95% of having a successful construction project. And if you need help finding one, check out our ebook on the topic. I used one of the tips from that book to find Savis Construction. And like I said, they are fantastic.
It was 53 half.
the last thing I want to talk about are these wood eye joists, which to me nicely represent this whole category of engineered wood products. The company that invented them was Truss Joist, and it is an incredible and frankly heroic story. The very quick version: in 1958, a traveling lumber salesman met an architect at a job site to try and sell him lumber. At some point in this meeting, the architect shared his plans for a type of floor joist that he had developed years earlier. One thing leads to another. 2 years later, in 1960, they go into business together with $8,000 and an old barn that they rented for $30 a month.
That thing is huge.
They make them up to 60.
What? That's insane. This is probably pretty close to 60, huh?
Oh, about 49.
Oh, is that it? Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
The company history is fascinating, but before you read it, read the obituaries for the two founders, Art Troutner and Harold Red Thomas. And if you do, you will never look at an eye joist or really any engineered wood product in quite the same way. And you'll be motivated. And I should mention, in case these are new to you, a wood eye joist is superior in pretty much every way to a regular piece of sawn lumber. They come in any length, they're super lightweight, they're perfectly straight and flat, and they're less expensive. There is no way these founders had any idea what an impact they were making to the construction world. Their company, Truss Joist, has been acquired by Weyerhaeuser, and other companies are making similar products now. In fact, these joists came from Boise Cascade. I'm really hoping to go to Weyerhaeuser and film inside one of their facilities to learn more and showcase how these things are made. If it's anything like the Leatherman factory that I got to see last year, the manufacturing is almost more impressive than the product itself. So with a little luck, we'll get to see that one of these days.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I'm going to let this video wrap up right here, but as you can see, they're going to roll these joists. And these I-beams are especially a neat wood product. He said they make them up to 60 feet long. So good luck getting a sawn piece of lumber that long. And like we mentioned before, the fact that they come from smaller trees and are so well engineered, they're really kind of miraculous. So cool to see them in action. Thanks for watching.